And welcome back. Each week, we get a peek into Hollywood to see what the big stars are up to. Our entertainment reporter, Jim Ferguson, sat down with a couple guys you might recognize. Take a look.
Well, good morning, Blenders. Today, our Hollywood happening looks at the newly released DVD Blu-ray sci-fi coming-of-age movie, The Giver, which is set in a utopian world where everything seems to be perfect because the community is deprived of memories. The Giver is played by Jeff Bridges, the sole keeper of the community's memories.
It's red, just like her hair.
Yes, there's red, green, blue, many different colors. But our people, they chose to do away with all of them. They created sameness. If we were different, we could be envious, angry, consumed with hatred. We need sameness, don't you think?
Oh, I completely agree. It's all so beautiful.
Jeff, so good to see you again.
Good to see you,
boy,
Jeff.
Congratulations on The Giver. What a wonderful film.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it's so nice to do a junket where after the movie, when we all meet for coffee or a beer or whatever, and we have this long discussion, which went on and on. That's a good sign.
That is a great sign. That's exactly what we wanted. The filmmakers wanted that to happen, and I'm glad to hear that it's happening with you guys.
It's been a long journey for you to get to this day with The Giver, based on a novel, and is it true, Lois Lowry's novel, which is a very popular novel, that your daughters read it before you did?
Yes, that is true.
And they told you about the story?
No, they didn't tell me about it. I was looking for a movie to direct my father, Lloyd Bridges, and I wanted to direct him in a movie that my kids could see. So I got a catalog of children's books and saw this cover of the book with an old grizzled guy on the cover, and I said, oh, my dad could play that part, and it had the Newbery Award on there. And I read the book and was knocked out about it, you know, as a kid's book, but also enjoyed it as an adult as well. And I talked to my wife about it, Sue, and the kids overheard me and said, oh, we know that book. That's, you know, and I said, really? And they said, oh, yeah, this is a, mandatory reading. There's a whole, study plan for this book and everything. And I got very excited. I said, oh, this is going to be, easy book to get made because it's sold over 12 million copies, and I was proved wrong because it was also on a banned list, a banned books list.
Well, The Giver is based on a popular novel and has been compared to another sci-fi film, Divergent. Although not nearly as successful as Divergent, The Giver features a good cast that includes Meryl Streep and Jeff Bridges. It's rated PG-13. I gave it a B-. Well, another film recently released on DVD Blu-ray is Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Directors Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez reunited with many of the same actors that starred in the original, like Mickey Rourke, Bruce Willis, and Rosario Dawson. A newcomer to the story is Josh Brolin, who plays a private investigator.
Elements of a Western, even though it's set in a big city, there's some Western
No, but there's
elements.
always that kind of dangerous setting, you know what I mean? Any Western has a dangerous setting. It just seems to be staple for a Western. And, it's like a modern, I haven't even thought of that. And there's so much to talk about in that.
Oh.
It is. It's set and it's that dangerous. You never know what's going to happen. There's no real laws. There's total anarchy and all that kind of stuff. So everybody's looking over their shoulder and there's kind of, emotionally, it's all kind of dangerous and so yes.
Yeah, Robert and Frank just told me, in 5 minutes you can't cover the different stories and the characters and everything. But I'm going to do my best. Who is Dwight McCarthy?
I think Dwight is a tortured guy who's sensitive enough to be affected by the relationship that he had with Ava's character, and she comes back around, and the minute she comes back around, as much as he thinks he's gotten over it, it's all just kind of bubbling in there, and I think you've experienced that. I've experienced that in relationships that you've been in before, and then you're around the person again, and you hear their voice, and your whole chemistry changes.
And the monster comes out?
And the monster comes out.
What is the monster?
The monster is all that stuff that's been bubbling up,
Well, in 2005, the original Sin City was a box office smash hit. The sequel, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, was a box office disappointment. Perhaps 10 years was too long between films. Shot in 3D, I liked it better than the original. It's rated R. I gave it a bloody B. Well, also opening today, the horror film The Pyramid, a conspiracy thriller, Pioneer, and a couple of comedies, Comet, starring Emma Rossum, and Life Partners. I'll see you right here next Tuesday on The Morning Blend.